Hey, there we go. Hey, everybody. uh, Daniel Cabrera here. How you doing, everyone? Welcome to the Avon Collective's live broadcast here in the group. I'm just going to give a minute for some people to get in here and join, and also give myself a moment to get the comments pulled up over here on the other screen. And let's take a look here. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. Okay. How's everyone doing? Say hello in the comments if you are popping on in right now. Hope you all are having a great mid-July afternoon. And let's see. Yep, there we are. I'm going to turn this down. Make sure. Okay, good. All right. Well, I didn't want to see the whole thing. I just want to see the comments. Let's see. Comments. Go back. Comments, please. Oh, here was the comments. Maybe this way, that way. There's 4 comments. Okay. I'll see them come in here in a second. It says expand comments. Let me see. Something went wrong. There we are. Hello. I can see you guys now. Okay, there's the comments. All right. Now I don't have to have this on, I don't believe. Okay, great. So, thank you. I appreciate the birthday wishes, Ellen. Thank you so much. My birthday was yesterday, for those of you who weren't around to see on social media. So I'm officially now closer to 50 than I was to 40. So I'm right in the middle. So let's see, who do we got in here? We have Nita. Yes, Nita says she would be here. Hello, Nita from New York City. Jeannie Porter is here. Hello, Paula Borrero. Yes. We got Mary Ellen Marshall. Rose Roundtree, yes. Hello from Vegas. Hello. I know Rose will be at convention or Avon Connect. We have Sandra Shadden, yes. Becky Clark, yes. July 14th was my birthday yesterday, yes. So that was it. So, but here we are on the day after. Now I did spend when I first called, I did call Avon yesterday, and that's we're going to get into that here. And I first called. It was like 4 in the afternoon Eastern, and it said you have a 2-hour and 20-minute wait. I'm like, oh my god. Well, it ended up being an hour and 42 minutes. So, almost 40 minutes shaved off, which was great, but it was still a long wait. And I'll get into that right now. So we're here to talk about, obviously, the big elephant going on lately, the shipping and the issues surrounding Campaign 13 orders. I did talk to someone yesterday, and I'm sure most of you who have had issues have talked to 1 or 2 or 3 people. Who knows how many people or how many times you had to call in for it. I know that some of you have finally received your Campaign 13 orders, which is great. There's still a lot of us that haven't. But I'm going to let you know what I found out, because not only did we get a communication last week and another one yesterday from our Avon account executives, or from Avon directly in the case of my friend Timothy Brown. I guess it's just one of those perks of being the national ambassador. You get a call directly. But I got the email, and it's the same information. I'm going to share that with you in case you haven't received it, and I'm also going to share with you what I found out directly from the phone representative that I talked to when I contacted Avon yesterday. So this will hopefully clear some things, or at least make more of an understanding as to what happened. What has happened, what's being done to fix it, how it's being done, and when they expect it to be done. So that's the timeline I'm going to try to go through to make sure everyone understands what's going on. It's incredibly frustrating. I vented in Tim's group last week about it. I'm still upset about it. I placed my order 3 weeks ago for Campaign 13, and I still don't have it. Okay, I get it. I'm frustrated. I didn't place a Campaign 14 order yet. But after yesterday's conversation, I am confident enough to go ahead and place that order today and pay for an order I still haven't yet received, which I told myself I would not do. But I trust Avon. I've been with Avon over 10 years. I think they got it from here. Um, so as I said, I did place my order 3 weeks ago. The night of June 23rd, came June 24th was the day it shipped. That's the day I got the email notification with the UPS tracking number, which to this day still says shipment ready for UPS. Nothing else. So here's what happened. After the system updates that they did at the warehouse for there's something that happened on all of the UPS packages, which is a majority of us in the country, that was missing, or that was missing from the labels, and UPS could not effectively scan these packages at the distribution centers when they arrived. And therefore, the orders are just sitting at the distribution center, and that's what happened and why everything came to a grinding halt, so it seems. So the packages, if you got a notification saying it shipped, it did leave the warehouse for all intents and purposes. It was shipped. And when when our packages are shipped from Zanesville, they go on to big trucks, okay? They go on a big truck to different points, different distribution points across the country, okay? Depending on where you're at. And so that's why when they issue that tracking number to us, it says that shipment is ready for UPS, that it hasn't reached UPS yet, but yet it is on the way. Well, they couldn't scan these packages in properly at the distribution center because of an error that this update caused on UPS labeling on these packages. So that's what caused all these packages to be stuck at UPS distribution centers across the country. Now, Avon has since resolved that issue and updated what needed to be done to produce correct UPS labeling for shipments. And so all new orders that are going out are making it when they're supposed to be. And that started with campaign 14. Now, what Avon is doing now is working exclusively with UPS to be able to go through and everybody's order in the order it was done. We're talking thousands of orders. When you think about it, it's not just us ambassadors, it's customer orders too that were affected. We have a lot of customers who have ordered on our websites and are still waiting for their order. And a lot of them are very upset, as you can see on social media, and you've probably heard directly from your customers. Now, we're going through the same thing too. We get it. We understand. It's beyond our control as ambassadors. Now, so now Avon's going back, working with UPS, as I said, going through, sending them the correct info or the correct labeling or whatever it is that needs to be on the packages so that UPS can then properly scan it through their system and get the package on the way to the recipients. So that is what Avon is working on. That is what the backlog is and why it's taking so long, because they're having to do every single one of these one by one. The labeling, they expect, the relabeling, I should say, they expect that to be complete by the end of this week. And at that point, they will be done with all that, and they'll be able to say, we finally got those campaign 13 orders where they're supposed to go. Now, I just thought of another concern, which I guess I'll go ahead and bring it up right now since I just thought of it. My other concern is the products. They've been sitting in these boxes for weeks. Are they being stored properly? Are they being stored in hot facilities? Are they in room temperature at least? You know, yeah, so that's going to be my next thing. Are the products being stored properly? We know they are at our warehouse. And we know that, you know, through transition and through delivery, of course, there is going to be some kind of There's weather, there's heat. Of course, there's a lot of heat right now, as you know, heat, humidity. It is summer after all. So, granted, while these packages are on trucks and stuff, that's just for a limited amount of time. But we're talking weeks now, and we don't know how these packages have been stored. So, um, yeah, exactly. July was hot. So, I advise if you are just like me and have still yet to receive your campaign 13 order, inspect all the packaging like you normally would, but give it a little closer look just to make sure everything's good. If it's not, guess what? You're going to be back on the phone with Avon to replace the product, right? And they will. Um, they practically have no choice at this point. So, just keep that in mind if you are one of the Avon ambassadors like myself who is still yet to receive their campaign 13 order. And here we are on the last day of campaign 14. Try not to vent, try not to be frustrated. I know it's written all over my face, but that is what happened. And so with Avon working with UPS directly, one by one on these packages in the order that they were shipped out, they are getting these packages to the people, to everyone that they should be going to getting them to their destinations finally. So now that's one issue that Avon, one huge hell of an issue that Avon has had to deal with. And I laugh because there was a second issue that happened, and this is affecting my friends in California and Nevada out west because their orders are delivered by a company called Deliver It. They're not delivered by UPS. Now, Deliver It has went belly up. Deliver It happened to go out of business at the same time that this shipping nightmare has happened. So it is a double whammy for our ambassadors in the Southwest. And so those packages are also having to be relabeled completely with new tracking numbers because they're going to be delivered by UPS. Those packages that were supposed to be delivered by Deliver It have all been handed over to UPS for them to handle it. And UPS is now going to be nationwide once again for Avon order deliveries. So, but Deliver It is out of business, and that ended up affecting those in the Southwest, in addition to the problem that Avon has been dealing with nationwide with the system upgrades that happened. So now I'm not sure who the delivery partner is in Canada. Maybe our Canadian ambassadors who are watching can advise as to who that is. United Delivery. Not sure who that is. So what part of the country are you in, Becky, or are you in Canada? And let me know. But yeah, discrepancy between English and Spanish brochures, 6-digit number on some items are totally different. Same thing goes with price for same product between the product. Okay, so price I can understand because prices have changed. Okay, now also keep in mind Avon is printing brochures for both United States and Canada, and while they should make every effort to not mess that up because the price is going to look different on Canada, it's going to look higher because of Canadian dollar versus the US dollar, but I'm sure Avon, I mean, there's always room for error when you have brochures with two currencies being printed in the same warehouse. There's going to be room for error somewhere there, so just be careful with that. Now, Canada Post is the delivery company. Okay, thank you, Tracy. In Canada, I put orders in early when campaign starts. Yes, absolutely. I put in my order early enough for campaign 13. It was like on day 4 of the campaign. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or maybe it was day 5. But still plenty. I mean, this was over 3 weeks ago, and it still hasn't arrived, and it's because of the issues that have been going on with the upgrades. United Delivery Service. Okay, I haven't heard about United Delivery Service. I'm gonna have to look that up and check into that and see exactly where they're servicing, other than Indiana, or if it's just Indiana. But but yeah, so it's interesting to see that certain areas are having different delivery carriers. I mean, uh, it would be nice if it was all one, but I get it. There's different business reasons for it, I'm sure. But going back to this, yeah. So just to recap, if you're just coming in, okay, before I do that, Canada Post was threatening strike action. They went to local carriers with no tracking. Now, that was the problem I had with Deliver It. There was no tracking that order. You were pretty much expecting your order to be delivered a certain day. The tracking information, it was very difficult to follow through Deliver It, and that was my biggest problem when they switched to that when I was still in Vegas. This is like 2019, so and into 2020. But yeah, that was a long time ago, and they had to deal with Deliver It all this time. I don't know why they went out of business. That's all outside of us. So, but yeah, I mean, this has been a crazy time for all of us. It's been a very frustrating time. Avon has even had to put on their recording when you call in, you know, that they don't have any additional information to give out other than what you can see online, and to, you know, treat the phone representatives with the same respect that they're going to give you. You know, I'm sure it's gotten to a point where a lot of people have gone off on representatives. I get people are upset and everything, but trust me, they're dealing with a lot too. They're dealing with 2 hour wait time backlog of calls daily. So yeah, they're back to back to back phone calls, and somewhere in between they got to squeeze in a break. So, you know, no matter, it doesn't matter whether they're working here in the US or anywhere else, it's work and it's a job, and it is become increasingly difficult for them as well. So this whole thing has affected everyone. It's affected Avon's bottom line, it's affected ambassadors, it's affected customers, and it's affected the employees that work for Avon, those in the warehouse working 24/7 to get this back together, and those on the phones trying to field our phone calls with questions. I mean, we all have a lot of questions, and we all are seeking answers. Now, we all haven't got the same answers, but I felt that my information I got, once I put pieces of the puzzle together, I was finally able to understand, okay, this is what happened, this is what they're doing to fix it, and now things are on the back end to catch up. So they have already fixed what happened. Now it's just a matter of catching up to get everyone back to speed. So I will advise you all when I do get my campaign 13 order, just to let you know, hey, I got my order finally. So, but my frustration with it is there was no backup plan, and if there was, it miserably failed. I did not see any kind of backup plan to this big changeover, this whole project. Whoever was the project manager of this software update or system update needs to never be in charge of another project again, with Avon anyway, because they had no backup. There has to be accountability somewhere. You can have all of the apologies and all of the positive messages for people to stay positive through this, and it's very difficult for us to do that already, but there has to be accountability somewhere. We know we don't have accountability when it comes to um, the let's say the atmosphere of this country right now. Okay, but when it comes to work, business, there's always accountability. Any job you work, there's always accountability, right? Somebody's got to be accountable for this. um, you know, I'm not saying somebody has to be fired, but someone definitely needs to be held accountable, and I need to see that in order for me to feel more confident that Avon is taking this seriously. I think they are. I really do. But I really want to see more out of it. So I'm not saying we need free orders. I'm not saying we need, uh, you know, things like that. Free shipping. Now this has affected people's. Uh, I mean, yeah, because it's like not everybody can afford to just pay their Avon order without receiving it. I mean, if they collect the money from customers to pay the order, right? And then these customers are like, it's taking too long. I want to cancel my order. And then they need a refund. Guess what? Now the Avon Ambassadors business is on hold because of what has happened. It should never be expected that Avon Ambassadors can pay ahead for an order. Not everybody can. Not saying I can't, not saying you can't that are watching, but some people can't. And so it is a very unfortunate situation where in past certain things that are out there that come along where me or Scott or who anybody may joke about putting our business on hold for this or that. Well, this is a very serious thing that has affected a lot of people, and there's no joke about this whole shipping fiasco. um, People have had to put their business on hold because of that situation. They collect money. Now their customers are demanding it back because they don't want to wait for the order. I wouldn't want to wait for my order 3 weeks. Heck no. So, it's unreasonable. So, um, especially in times of everybody wanting everything quick, right? So, um, I read a comment on Avon's Facebook social media from a customer who said that they would love to order Skin So Soft Bug Guard towelettes. It was on that post of the Bug Guard towelettes. I think that was yesterday or the day before. I would love to order these, but I don't think I'll ever order Avon again. I put in the order and I never received it. And it was because of this whole system update. I get technology can fail, and that's why there should always be a backup plan. Do we need to reverse things? Do we need to have a plan in place that we can just switch off to that will get us through it and not create such chaos? Neither was done. And that's why someone needs to be held accountable. I have Avon corporate people in this group, and if they're watching this, they know how upset we all are, and they know, at least they know how I feel, that someone needs to be held accountable. And so, explanations, emails. I mean, I know this is going to be a huge topic at Connect next month, and I would hate for it to be the only topic that comes out of it. Um, but we just dealt with years of shortages, okay, that we're just getting past by. We're just getting past that, and now this happens. We need to all be reassured confidently that we can have confidence in our company to be able to do the basic things needed to run. And I'm not going to fault anybody for any comments on this live, by the way, regarding what's happened. You know, free range to respectfully say what you need to say. I won't, so, because I'm just as frustrated as everyone watching. Um, and I feel like, if you have done the things that you should be doing, like Sandra's saying here rather, building good relationships with customers, then when something does go wrong, you have a better chance at saving that customer as a whole, in addition to the order that they placed. But if you have a new customer or someone that, kind of off and on customer that you don't really have rapport with, and then this happens, they're going to be more likely to, cancel their order. That's what we call churn in sales. So the amount of churn Avon's going to have from this is going to be astronomical. I'm telling you right now. Um, in there are some things that are still short. I think the problem with shortages right now, though, Mary, is when something does go out of stock, it takes too long to get it back in stock. That's the problem we're running into now. So we have a lot of things in stock now, thank goodness. However, when we run out, it's taking too long to replace it. And I get that there's items that are tiered, like Skin So Soft being a priority of getting that back in stock when it goes out. But things like glimmer sticks or blush, it should not take months for that to come back. That's crazy to me. I get that things are manufactured out of the country in Korea. However, um, you know, it should not take 3 months, 4 months for something to come back in stock. That, and yes, the nail polish as well, the new colors they just came out with, they sure as heck didn't make enough of those because those have been out for quite a while, and those were all really good colors that people love. That light blue, the magenta, the light pink, they all went very well together for springtime. People can't even enjoy them because they sold out. So sometimes they overachieve on ordering things to have in stock, and sometimes they underachieve. And I get that forecasting sales can be difficult and tough, especially for someone who's not familiar with it. But the market changes, people's spending habits change, buying habits, trends change. We know that because we're trying to stay on top of trends when it comes to makeup and skincare, as you know. So, um, but yeah, it's taking too long for um, things to come back in stock, and I think that's something that needs to be addressed to Avon um, in the form of emails. I'm not saying blast them with emails about the shipping because they don't want that. They already know what's going on, but but yes, communication throughout the past couple of weeks would have been highly appreciated. Absolutely. I agree. I agree, Leslie. And that's part of the reason why I felt I needed to come on and share with you, the rest of you, my Avon family, what I found out. I found out more information about what's going on than Tim Brown did. He told me that. So, I mean, it's different bits and pieces of information that everyone's just kind of putting together to share. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but oh well, it's the truth. So, um, let's see. Let me go back here and just make sure. You're welcome, Nita. She said, "Thank you, Daniel. Knew you would get us together through this." Well, I'm definitely trying. It's tough for me, and I know it's tough for all of you. You know, a lot of us, for a lot of you out there, this is more of a regular big business than for me or for others. So this is definitely something affecting everyone, top to bottom. Everyone's affected. So I do want to read the email that was sent out by the account executives. Here goes Scott. So this was from my account executive, Juan Cabrera, from here in the Southeast. And I'm sure this was sent out from other account executives. And if not, I'm just going to read it to you. It says, "Hello, ambassadors. Thank you again for your continued patience and support as we work through the recent system transition. We know how much your business depends on having the right tools and products in hand, and we want to keep you informed as progress continues. Over the past week, we have seen a strong uptick in order deliveries across the field. In fact, many ambassadors began receiving their shipments last Thursday, and that momentum has been growing ever since. We are also happy to share that all relabeling is now complete, including for orders marked for Deliver It. Even if you have not received an updated shipping notification, orders are in movement and making their way to you. As we approach the end of the week, we will be in a much stronger position to support specific account concerns since the vast majority of deliveries are expected to be completed. Our priority is ensuring that as many orders as possible continue moving through the system before we begin personalized resolutions. If you have customer orders for Campaign 14, please place those as you normally would. The system will catch up. There is no need to resubmit a duplicate, as this will create additional delays. The only time you will need to resubmit a previous order is if it was officially canceled. In that case, you will receive an email notification from us with next steps. We understand this has not been easy, and we deeply appreciate your flexibility and resilience. You have been patient, focused, and solution driven, and we see that. We are almost there. So that was the email sent out. So just to reiterate, submit your campaign 14 orders if you can. And I say if you can based on, money, because a lot of you have to pay up front. So, and then again, if you're one of the people whose order was canceled, that email that you got about it being canceled should have instructions on what you need to do next. And they didn't share that with everyone because not everybody is in that situation. So if you are in that situation, then you'll want to look into that. All right, let me go back to the live here and see some comments. Okay. Scott says, bring back Onward. Well, no, we're not going to bring back Onward. Well, I'm not anyway. Tracy says, I lost my full-time job, so Avon is my sole source of income. I hope that the systems will correct themselves. I literally cannot afford to lose customers or revenue. Absolutely. I totally agree, Tracy. We definitely need things to get back on track here and quickly. Tracy Murphy says, we received the same email in Canada. Perfect. Okay, so that means that either Lynn Lavalley or what's her name, Barbara Pacheco, one of them would have sent the email to you. But yeah, definitely, we all need everything back, and it's on. It's definitely on track to get back to where it needs to be, so that things can catch up and get back to normal. So, yeah, well, but yeah. So as far as I don't care who or what level ambassador would have contacted Avon about all of this mess. It's not going to make it go away quicker. It's a process. So, we are where we're at now. We're finally on the back end of it. We can finally move forward with it. Avon is confident. In that email, exuberated some confidence. The conversation I had with the representative that I talked to on the phone made me confident into not only understanding, I think I needed to understand exactly what happened. And that was a big thing for me, so that I could be able to not only speak to it, but also understand enough to where I'm confident enough to continue on as far as my normal duties that I would normally do, business as usual. So that's what I needed, because I just needed that reassurance. That's the word I'm looking for. I just needed that reassurance, and I think everyone listening needed that. And I hope that what I shared with you regarding that did give you some reassurance as to what happened, what's going on, what's being done to fix it, and when we can expect things to, roughly an estimate of when we can expect things to be back to normal. So I know I did say this live will be 45 minutes, so I'm going to go right into the business roundup real quick. It's not going to be long. I don't have products to share with you for obvious reasons for the last 35 minutes, if you haven't figured that out. But campaign 15, for those of you who are lucky enough to have the what's new, or actually your actual brochures, because I don't have my campaign 15 brochures at all. For those of you who have them, we have a big makeup sale, so 65% off is on certain items here in campaign 15. And then we will also have an exclusive ambassador offer where you can save big and get a 6-piece Top Picks beauty set right here on the right. Yep, right there, for only $40. You get all 6 of those items for $40. That is an ambassador offer only, and that is $40 with no commission. Okay, so that's a fantastic deal to have those products on hand, and you can make so much more than $40 on all of that. So by all means. Darlene, you'll have to rewatch the live to get the explanation of everything. I did go over it twice already. I don't want to spend any more time on the live going over that since I have some other stuff to finish before we are all done here in 10 minutes. But I do appreciate you for coming on in for checking out the live. Um, the Let's see, and then can't forget about these. Our glimmer sticks are our definite favorites here. They're on sale for $2.99 in campaign 15. So let all your customers know who do love glimmer sticks to jump on that offer, because $2.99 only comes around a few times a year from what I've seen. So check that out. Also, one important thing to note, which Tim Brown pointed out in his group earlier this week, well, actually last week, is campaign 15. Our roll-on deodorants are going to be $4.99. That's a dollar increase from what they are. And as you know, some things have increased already. So just make sure you review your brochures, as you should be doing. And you should be doing that anyway, to make a plan for your campaign. What are you going to promote? What are you going to push? What's on sale? What customers do I need to contact to let them know their favorite products on sale? And then of course notice pricing. What's changed? Well, there have been a lot of changes. Campaign 13, we've seen some skincare products go up. Skin So Soft went up as well. So there were a lot of sales in campaigns 9, 10, 11, and 12, and if you didn't jump on them then, don't know what to tell you, but that was the best time to get some of these items, especially when they were 25% off on the old prices. So now that we have seen the cost of business go up for Avon amidst the current economic turmoil, we'll just call it that. That has now affected the cost of some of our favorites, including deodorants, as Tracy has pointed out there. So $4.99 for the little deodorants. I would imagine the small ones will go up whenever we get them back, because those have been out for quite a while too, right? The smaller deodorants. So, but $4.99 is still less than what a deodorant will cost you at the drugstore or at the department store. It's going to still be at least a couple dollars less, if not more. So definitely point that out. Hey, we're still a great value. Okay, so let's see, what else here? Is that it? Oh no, there was some other stuff about Avon Connect that I wanted to share with you. So this Friday there will be a Zoom. If you haven't registered, go to the Avon North America Facebook page. There was information about this Friday. There will be a Zoom at 3 p.m. Eastern, going over some final details regarding Avon Connect 2025 and some final reminders as well. I'll go over a few of those reminders right now that they probably will cover then. But Friday at 3 p.m. you do have to go to that post on the Avon North America Ambassador page, and in the comments there's a link for you to click on to register for the Zoom. Okay, so do that so that you don't miss out on that. How many of you are going to Avon Connect? Tell me in the comments. I'm going to be just like the Avon folks. Tell us in the comments. Who's going to be at Avon Connect? And if you're not going to be there, are you going to watch the virtual Zooms that they're offering for the 3 different sessions that they're doing Zooms for? Regardless, we'd love for you to join us. The best experience is joining us in person. And of course, if you join in person, you get the swag bag with the $200 in swag. So you got, and by the way, the swag is not being shipped this year. It's going to be at convention or at Avon Connect. So make sure that you are that you leave a little extra room in your luggage to bring that stuff back. So but yeah, so, and the reason for that is because nobody's paying to watch it virtually. It's free virtually. So so yeah, but if you're attending in person, you got to pay the $50, and you can bring a guest, $50 per guest. And what else? Every person who pays registration in person gets the swag. So All right, and then so other stuff with Avon Connect, just a few things I wanted to go over here. As you know, it is August 12th through the 15th at the Cosmopolitan Resort Hotel and Casino on the Las Vegas Strip. I'll be staying across the street at the Planet Hollywood and saving about half of what I would have spent at the Cosmo. And then all ambassadors, registered co-applicants, and guests must be 18 or over. Um, and attendees must be registered prior to arrival on site for the event in order to participate. So anyone who needs to be registered, make sure they are before you arrive for registration on August 12th. The virtual sessions, there'll be 3 of them. Wednesday, August 13th at 9 a.m. Pacific, that's noon Eastern. That'll be a special message from the head of Avon Company, Sun Moon, and the head of sales, Lisa Maldonado. Thursday, August 14th at 1:30 Pacific, that's 4:30 p.m. Eastern. There will be skincare tips with special guest Nicole Moody, esthetician and owner of Skin Sculpt Spa. And then you'll also hear from our Canadian National Ambassador Award honoree, Claudine Ouellette. And then you'll get a sneak peek at Avon's latest fashion launches. I'm sure that somewhere in there, Natasha Leitner is going to be involved with that. So that'll be awesome. She is our resident fashionista after all, right? And then Friday, August 15th, 9 a.m. Pacific, that's noon Eastern. It'll be a recap of key takeaways from the event, and then an inspiring message from none other than Mr. Positivity himself, the U.S. National Ambassador Award honoree, Timothy Brown. All right, and then let's see. There will be shopping opportunities during the show, so keep your plastic handy, your credit cards, because there will be special bundle offers, as there usually is. So keep that in mind. They do it every year. Prizes and giveaways will only be available for those who have a verified Avon wallet account. And today, the close of campaign 14, July 15th, today is the deadline for that. So in order to be eligible for prizes and giveaways for those attending Avon Connect, you need to have a verified Avon wallet account set up by today. And if you need to know more about that, go to the Avon website, go to Manage Business, and under My Account is Avon Wallet, and you can find out more about that there. Another important date to share is the cancellation date. The cancellation policy for Avon Connect, registered attendees will receive a 100% refund if you cancel by July 21st. That's next Monday, or should I just say Monday? Monday, July 21st is the last day to cancel your registration for Avon Connect to get a 100% refund. If you register after July 21, you will not be eligible for a refund. To cancel registration, you have to contact Events Support, that's events with an S, and then support at avonusa.com, and you'll include the words Avon Connect 2025 in the subject line. In the email, you want to include your full name and your Avon account number within the message, so they know who you are and can easily look you up and take care of the cancellation. Now, it doesn't say anything about any kind of other refunds after July 21. So to me, what this is saying is if you want a refund for registration, you need to cancel by the 21st or you get nothing back. Got it? Okay. Also, July 21, to avoid any penalties, if you are staying at the Cosmopolitan, the host hotel, you must reach out directly to the hotel to cancel your reservation by 5 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 2 p.m. Pacific. So keep that in mind for those of you out west. You got to cancel before 2 p.m. Pacific on July 21st if you are not staying at the Cosmopolitan or not attending Avon Connect. After that time on the 21st, guests will incur a minimum 2-night room and tax, room fee plus taxes, which will be charged directly to the individual guest making the cancellation. So if your name is on that registration for the hotel, you're going to be responsible for that if you don't cancel before the 21st of July at 5 Eastern. Okay. all that information's on avon.com. If you go to manage business and then go to Avon Connect 2025 and go under the FAQs, you'll see all this information I just went through. The digital gallery, I'm going to go through that because I think there's some stuff I can post. Ooh, yes, they finally added some digital stuff I could share. Ooh, I'm going to play with that. All right, cool. Yes, I plan to video and photo the new Avon products. I don't know if I'll do a live for it, but I do plan to do video, and I think I'll just upload the video, after the fact, because doing a live is sometimes a little, you know, there's a lot of things that can happen during a live, as you know. So, let's see here. A lot of people watching virtually. Um, let's see here. Leslie Brown's going. Excellent. I will see you there. Very cool. Paula Barrero is not going since her son starts school and football. Awesome. Um, Tracy is going camping, but she will watch with envy. So, excellent. Rebecca, I wish you were going too. I get it. It's Vegas. You know, it's not close for everybody. For me, it's a trip home, so that's an added bonus for me to have incentive to go. So I get to see my folks, in addition to going to see my Avon folks. So definitely worth it for me. Yeah, I just wanted to go over some important things about Avon Connect, in addition to everything we talked about earlier with the shipping updates and what's going on. So I did say 3:45, so I won't keep you guys any longer. But I do thank you for coming in to watch this live and joining me and, venting, get the little vent out about things and stuff. If you want to go back and watch, by all means. I do thank you all for spending your spending time toward your business by coming in and joining me and letting me be able to share what I know regarding the shipping updates and what I've found out. So, but I hope that helps. I hope that helps in understanding what's going on, and I hope that we can all finally move past this all together. So, until next time, thank you guys, everyone, for watching. And for those of you who have came back and watched this as a replay, thank you for investing 46 minutes, 48 minutes into your business, as always. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and have a great rest. Oh, one last thing. If you're in the Skin So Soft competition on my group, please report your numbers to me tonight, all right, so that I can get proper updates, as we're on day 45 of 60, so we need to get those numbers in. All right, thanks everyone. Have a good one. Later.